Welcome to Sugosha Media News, your quick briefing on the top defense, technology, and global security headlines for 26th of August. Today, India's indigenous defense push takes center stage as CSIR NAL develop three microgas turbine engines for UAVs. DRDO missile technologies receive approval for transfer to Indian industry. T-Hub joins hands with Indian Army Central Command to drive defense innovation. And SpaceFields and Munitions India sign an MoU to boost domestic manufacturing. DRDO has also tested a high-altitude combat parachute system in Ladakh. Goa shipyard has delivered ICGS Ajit to the Coast Guard, and Navy prepares to commission its second indigenous diving support vessel Nipun. Sigma Advanced Systems has secured a £125 million Rolls-Royce Aerospace contract, highlighting India's growing role in the global aerospace supply chain. The news in detail. ICEYE, the operator of the world's largest and most advanced synthetic aperture radar microsatellite constellation, announced the formal establishment of ICEYE India in New Delhi. ICEYE India's immediate priority is supporting India's defense and intelligence customers to access advanced intelligence capabilities and solutions that strengthen national security and resilience, alongside broader engagement with the country's space and defense ecosystem through supply chain participation, technology validation, and local capability building. The company also said that the entity is also the platform for ICEYE's manufacturing plants in India. The company also intends to build production capability in country, serving Indian defense surveillance and environmental monitoring requirements through local sourcing, local suppliers, and local engineering talent. Sanlion Technologies has posted its first full-year net profit as its revenue surged sixfold to 139 crore rupees in FY26. The company reported a net profit of 24 crore rupees, marking a significant milestone in its growth journey. The company's growth has been driven by programs transitioning from development into series production. Its clientele includes Hindustan Aeronautics, Bharat Electronics, DRDO, armed forces, and private system integrators. Sanlian recently secured a production order worth more than 70 crore rupees for the Uttam ESA radar program, a flagship indigenous radar system. It has also won development orders for critical subsystems in DRDO's next-generation drone detection radar and electronic warfare payloads for unmanned systems. The company successfully completed a technology development fund project, handing over an indigenous jammer pod subsystem to the Air Force after successful flight trials. In the global news, BAE Systems has completed the first phase of a DARPA program focused on reducing heat in high-power radio frequency electronics and will continue the work under phase 2. The company's FAST Labs Research and Development Organization is working under DARPA's Technology for Heat Removal in Electronics at the Device Scale program, which seeks to address thermal constraints in RF transistors, particularly those made from gallium nitride GaN. RF power amplifiers are used in systems including radar, communications equipment, and electronic warfare platforms. Increasing their output can improve detection, transmission, and engagement ranges, but higher power also generates additional heat that can reduce performance and device life. DARPA launched threads to address the problem at the transistor level. The program focuses on reducing thermal resistance within RF devices and improving the transfer of heat away from high-power transistor areas without degrading RF performance. Its targets include X-band transistors and power amplifier test devices with substantially higher power density than current production GaN amplifiers. GaN has become important for military RF systems because it can provide higher power density than older semiconductor technologies such as gallium arsenide. However, managing the heat generated by high-power GaN devices remains a key engineering challenge. Britain has signed a partnership with Ukraine to co-develop artificial intelligence tools for defense and security purposes. This is the first time an international partner has gained access to Ukraine's battlefield data platform, which will be used to train the AI models. Under the new deal, Britain and Ukraine will collaborate on pilot projects, including technology that uses fiber optic cables as AI-enabled sensors to help protect military facilities, as well as research into lower power AI chips for drones and autonomous systems. We come to some news from India. Hyderabad's premier startup incubator T-Hub has entered into a strategic collaboration with Indian Army Central Command, a move designed to bridge the gap between emerging technology firms and the specific operational requirements of the military. This partnership aims to fast-track the development of indigenous defense solutions by providing founders with direct access to field-level challenges and professional validation from end users. Under the terms of the agreement, selected startups will be able to work directly on active problem statements issued by the Army. The hands-on approach is intended to ensure that new technologies are not developed in a lab setting but are also stress-tested against real-world deployment conditions. To ensure the initiative remains on track, a joint oversight committee has been established to manage program execution and facilitate consistent communication between startup founders and Army stakeholders. T-Hub currently serves as a key implementation partner for the IDEX scheme, claiming the title of the largest IDEX incubator in India. News from DRDO. The Military Combat Parachute System MCPS, designed and developed by DRDO, has been successfully tested at one of the world's highest altitudes drop zones in Ladakh. The trials were carried out at Neoma, close to the line of control in southeastern Ladakh, where Air Force recently commissioned the world's highest airbase for fighter aircraft operations. The MCPS has been developed by DRDO's Aerial Delivery Research and Development Establishment, Agra, and the Defense Bioengineering and Electromedical Laboratory, Bangalore. The temperature was minus 15 degrees Celsius, and the test jumpers utilized MCPS and all other subsystems, including indigenous paracomputer, oxygen system, and jumpsuits. Neoma has been the site of several military exercises, including paradrops of troops, vehicles, and equipment. Raksha Mantri has approved the transfer of DRDO developed technologies of all conventional missile systems to the Indian defense industry for production within the country. The transfer of technology marks an important milestone in promoting greater participation of the domestic industries in the defense ecosystem by enabling them to undertake indigenous production as per applicable qualifications, certifications, and regulatory requirements. The provision will enable successful transition of missile system development to industrial production, reflecting the continued efforts of DRDO to leverage the capabilities of the industry for the development and manufacture of advanced defense systems. The objective is to enhance domestic manufacturing capabilities, strengthen the defense industrial base, and create opportunities for the participation of MSMEs and other technology partners in the supply chain. The initiative aims to enhance operational capability, reduce import dependence, and increase domestic value addition while supporting the growth of India's defense manufacturing sector. DRDO remains committed to working closely with the industry to facilitate the transfer and absorption of advanced defense technologies and to further strengthen the country's indigenous defense capabilities. SpaceFields and Munitions India have signed a memorandum of understanding to collaborate in defense manufacturing, combining MIL's established production capabilities with SpaceFields' expertise in solid propulsion and advanced manufacturing. The partnership brings together MIL's long-standing expertise in defense production with SpaceFields' focus on solid propulsion technologies and advanced manufacturing processes. This synergy is expected to enhance India's capabilities in critical defense technologies, particularly in areas such as rocket boosters, energetics refurbishment, and pyrotechnic systems. Hyderabad-based Sigma Advanced Systems has secured a fresh 1,600 crore rupees long-term contract with Rolls-Royce through its UK subsidiary Bromford Precision Solutions, expanding on a prior £300 million deal. The contract was secured through Bromford Precision Solutions, Sigma's recently acquired UK subsidiary based in Leicestershire. This deal builds directly on a previously signed £300 million agreement, taking the combined value of the two contracts to around £425 million. The earlier contract was a 7-year agreement covering the manufacturing and supply of high-precision aerospace components. The new contract expands the scope of collaboration, with Bromford set to manufacture aero engine rings, casings, lock plates, and other critical engine structures. Production will be carried out across Sigma's facilities in India and the UK, creating a dual-source manufacturing solution for Rolls-Royce. The CSIR National Aerospace Laboratories unveiled 3 indigenous micro and small gas turbines developed for applications in unmanned aerial vehicles, drone interceptors, and combat missile systems. The 3 engines, NJ05, NJ50, and NJ100, have thrust capacities of 5, 50 and 100 kilograms respectively, and are aimed at meeting critical propulsion requirements in indigenous defense technologies. Now a quick wrap of today's news. Today's defense developments spotlight India's growing indigenous capabilities, from CSIR NAL's new microgas turbine engines and DRDO's missile technology transfer to innovation partnerships and advanced manufacturing. Operational readiness also received a boost with DRDO's high-altitude parachute test, delivery of ICGS Ajit, and the upcoming commissioning of INS Nipun, while Sigma Advanced Systems major Rolls-Royce contract highlights the expanding global footprint of advanced aerospace manufacturing. At Sugosha Media, we turn complex defense and aerospace developments into clear, actionable insights. From interpreting defense policies and facilitating market entry to navigating offsets and strategic partnerships, we help organizations transform strategy into execution within India's evolving aerospace and defense ecosystem. Follow Sugosha Advisory on LinkedIn to stay informed with the latest insights and become part of the conversations driving India's defense and strategic landscape. Our focus is clear: to bridge policy, technology, and business, enabling organizations to convert knowledge into sustainable growth and long-term opportunities. Thank you.